just plow through this piece of poopy. So, what is super weird for me is that, first of all, like, you know how I said about like Alice always being naked? She also always tells her name. We know your name is Alice. Stop fucking reminding us. And she does that in the beginning of this one. And then they do a recap of this whole story so far.
Yeah.
Why?
It's repeated in every movie.
And you know why? Because it makes no fucking sense. They have to remind everyone, what the fuck are we watching?
And her name.
And her name. This one, she is going to Tokyo. She ended the last movie in Las Vegas, I think.
Yep.
Now she's going to Tokyo because she wants to take down the Tokyo headquarters of Umbrella, where Wesker is. Yeah. So she goes there with all her clones. This movie has a lot of clones, and I think clones in general, when you do that in movies, at least when they're like endless, it's just like this. The stakes are just everything is pointless. Anyway, she goes there with all her clones. She got a and she has like a new like, of course, a tight outfit. She has like, dude, Paul, you're a weird one. Anyway, she goes in there and they end up fighting, or she ends up fighting Wesker. Eventually, they end up on a plane, and then they crash. I don't remember if it was like a mountain or a building, but let's say they crash into a building with the plane, and then it does like a super weird freeze frame. And I the only reason why they do that has to be because it's some sort of new technology. Because it's so stupid, because it doesn't show like anything other than her like flying. But then it's getting even weirder, because she crashes the plane.
Yeah.
And then we cut to her flying a plane.
Yep. So
What the fuck happened in the meantime?
Nothing in between. We don't know how she survived it. Because in that plane, Wesker did take her powers away, so she's no longer superhuman.
Yeah, but she is fucking indestructible. She took that like a champ. But the thing is, it's such an abrupt cut. Like, couldn't they fill in some blanks? Because you can't say that they don't have time for it. Because what's happening now is that she's flying a plane for fucking 20 minutes trying to look for people. 20 fucking minutes flying a plane. So they had time to fill in the blanks there.
Yeah.
She does find Claire at some point. Claire is mind controlled by like the spider thing. Then she ends up on the roof of a prison, and this is where things are starting to just go downhill so bad.
You get to meet Luther.
Oh yeah, that's the superhero himself. Because
you were cracking
hell.
up with how he stopped the plane.
Like the way he stops the plane from falling down. First of all, he jumps so freaking high. Ooh, yeah, but we learn he's a basketball player. Fine. Plausible at best. But for him to weigh down that plane, he has to weigh like 600 pounds or something.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Because two people plus the plane was like tipping.
Yeah.
So he needed a lot of strength.
Yeah, but he pulled that plane down by himself, so he has some superpowers. He's a super soldier, probably. and then
the whole prison scene was kind of boring-ish, I felt, because it didn't really have anything to do with anybody. You just basically met useless people, like the movie producer and his assistant, who played really no big role, to the guy who was babysitting. And who do we meet? Ugly Chris.
Like, we meet Chris Redfield, which I'm gonna just say, like, okay, Wentworth Miller, I love him in Prison Break. He's amazing in Prison Break. He plays Michael Scofield, the lead actor in that, or the main character. But and he had a major breakout with that role. But then you start to realize he only has one way of acting, and that is like the squirmy eyes, a little cheapy smile, and he's he's whispering when he's talking. So this is Michael Scofield. That doesn't work for Chris Redfield, and he doesn't look like Chris Redfield. Like the other soldier, he looks exactly like Chris Redfield. So
yeah,
it's so fucking weird of a choice. Like I think this is probably like when Wentworth Miller was at his peak in popularity. So that's probably why. Weird casting. I don't like it. Speaking of the prison though, and you said it's boring, blah blah. Chris isn't the worst part of the prison segment of the film, because they have a fight scene in the showers. They have a shower scene, and no, it's not the fun kind of shower scene. So Alice and Claire is up against a big giant fucking dude with an axe.
Axeman.
Axeman. And the whole fucking fight scene is in slow motion.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna say yes, slow motion can make things look cool, but slow motion are supposed, in my head, to be used to amplify certain specific moments. Like when someone is running and they're dodging something, then you can do a slow motion transition. The whole fucking scene is slow motion, and it looks cool, but it's dragging. And at this point, they are starting to use the slow motion for everything.
It made that fight really long for no reason because of all the slow-mo.
And I wonder if this movie was made for 3D though, because there's some scenes that you feel like this is only made for 3D.
Yep.
I think it was.
Yeah, probably.
Sure. Yeah.
Thank fucking God that trope is over with. But yeah, a super cheesy scene, lasts forever. But thankfully it does end. And yeah. Should we just skip to the ending?
Yeah, let's do that.
So they get on a ship.
Arcadia.
And that's when they have the final showdown with Wesker. And it's basically Alice, Chris, and Claire against Wesker. I'm gonna also say this is probably a product of bad acting, but Wesker does comment on Claire and Chris having a family reunion, and all they do is they don't know Wesker, which shouldn't make sense, but maybe that's just bad acting. I don't know, but okay, Albert fucking Wesker. One of the strongest characters in the whole fucking Resident Evil franchise. And especially after he gets his hands on the Ouroboros, which I'm pretty sure he has at this point because of how his powers work. He's supposed to be fucking powerful, but not up against Alice.
No, she's
and as he showed 2 times, I think, he is super fast. He's like a speedster.
Matrix.
But not when he's fighting Alice.
No.
All he does with Alice is doing this while she just shoots his face.
Yeah.
And that's the end of Wesker, at least at
they
this
didn't
point.
really show much of what Wesker could do, except that stupid slow-mo scene where he takes off his glasses and throws it towards Chris, and he grabs it. I'm like, is that really necessary?
Yeah, it's weird. I love Wesker, but this one was super disappointing, and I had at least hoped he would do one of his lines, because I think they teased us with it in the beginning, because in the beginning someone said, she'll be here in under 7 minutes, and I was sitting there are you gonna say it? Are you gonna say it? He's not saying it. They fucking teased it. I'm sure of it.
Save it. Save it.
I can't contain this rage much longer now. Fucking hell. So yeah, Wesker is dead for now.
I mean, she didn't kill him with the shotgun, though. He flew on the plane.
Huh?
He flew on the plane. He went on
Oh
the
yeah,
plane
and then
and
he
then
exploded.
They blew it up.
Yeah. Whatever. So yeah, he explodes and dies. Whatever. Fuck him. But yeah, that's all I have to say about this one. It was another thriller movie.
Yeah, I don't have anything much to say about this one either because I just didn't like anybody.
Yeah, no, this doesn't have.
The
like
prison scenes were all
redeeming
boring.
things about
It was dumb, especially with how Alice. There's a scene where they're all on the roof after the plane got taken off or whatever, and they're all shooting zombies, blah blah blah, and they all get into the elevator, and she shoots them down, just to do a cool scene of her slow-mo jumping off of the ceiling, going down to meet them.
Yeah.
What was the point of that? Why
it looks cool. And the director is a creep.
It was really dumb. There's a lot of dumb scenes in this one that I didn't really enjoy myself. So I just felt like
that's the problem with this one. It doesn't have any like redeeming scenes that are like okay, but this scene is so fucking cool. It's a boring movie. And once again, they spent 20 minutes flying a plane looking for people.
Yeah, I feel like this one they ran out of ideas.
This is a filler movie.
Yeah, definitely.
But thank God we have only 2 left now.
It's over!
So let's hope the next one, Resident Evil Retribution, is kicking things up a notch.